Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. And it's Thursday night, and every other Thursday night, I come on and do a technique. And then on the other Thursdays, I have a mystery challenge for you. So it's Technique Thursday. And the technique I want to show you tonight is one that I haven't played with for a little while, but I really like doing it. It's using masking tape to create a background and that you can stamp on. And it's kind of a fun technique. You can use different colors with it, or you can use all the same color like I'm going to tonight just to create a background. But it's really a quick and easy way. Now, I'm using masking tape. You can use painter's tape if you have it, and you can use different widths of it. I only have one width of tape, but we'll see how this goes. I'm going to switch over and we can get started. Oops. Okay, let's switch over. All right, I am using the Paradise Palms bundle. So this has quickly becoming one of my favorites. I love this palm tree. And there's my die cut. I've already gone ahead and cut out the die. So this is the palm tree, and that's what really drew me to the dies first. But the stamp set's really nice. Lots of great sentiments. And then you can stamp the palm trees or a bunch of palm trees. This great sun for a sunset. Could be a moon, I guess, too. Coconuts even. All right, so and then the dies. So you have the palm tree die, and then the ones that will cut out the stamped images. This great border that I'm going to use for the inside of my card, which you could use it on the outside. Great leaf. This would cut out the moon or sun, whatever you decide to use it for. And then, of course, these are for the palm tree. They're the trunks of the palm trees. Really, really fun set. Okay, I am going to use, this is also quickly becoming some of my favorite colors. Pacific Point, which I have gone ahead, hey Darlene, welcome, and cut. This is 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. I have to say, I started yoga on Tuesday night for the first time. I had never really done yoga, and I decided I was going to try. And I have to say, I kind of feel like I could go to sleep. I think that's what you're supposed to feel like. But gosh, it's making me not be able to think here. All right, so I've scored this. Turn it over. This is the line. This is the raised line. So fold into the mountain. And I get my bone folder and give it a good crease. All right. So then I've got a piece of Granny Apple Green that I've cut 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I am using shimmery white cardstock. I like it because I think the tape doesn't stick to it quite so much as if you use the basic white cardstock. And even if you use painter's tape, it even sticks less. But I don't have it, so I'm going to use my masking tape. Now I'm going to use my silicone mat. And I'm going to use just a little bit of Post-it note tape, hey Nancy, just to hold this down so that it doesn't lift up as I put the tape over top of it. So you could use a washi tape or something like that, but this will just hold it in place. All right, so I am only going to use Pool Party. I'm going to create a bit of an ombre effect. So I've got that. And now I've got this masking tape that is, how wide is this? This is about 1.5 inches. I've got a wider one, but I think that's too wide. And you could use varying widths. Hey, Lee, if you wanted to. So you could cut this into smaller strips if you wanted to. So I'm going to just tear a piece off that is wider than my piece of cardstock. And the reason I'm doing this is so that I've got something to hang on to. And I am going to put 3 strips of color down. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball where I want to start. So if I start about 1/4 inch, in theory, when I would be doing this, I probably would start in the middle and then go up and down from there. But because I want an ombre effect,
I'm going to eyeball this and see if I should be able to get it. Okay, so if we start a 1/4 inch, so what you want to do is take your piece of masking tape and just kind of press it in, and you want to get ink wider than your strip. So just kind of get ink going across your strip. Now, if you were going to do this in 3 colors, you wouldn't necessarily have to re-ink this. I'm going to only do this in 1 color. I'm going to try and get enough ink on it. We'll see how this goes so that I can do a bit of an ombre effect and don't re-ink between. I don't know if this is going to work. I think I want the dark at the top. All right, so 1/4 inch, lightly lift it up. So you aren't going to get like a solid image, but you will get, and if you were using different colors, and I might have pressed that too hard. Okay, you can go over it again. And you can re-ink. Let's bring this back in. I'm going to re-ink this and do it at the top so that my top one is definitely darker than going down. And this one I will just re-ink and press it just a little bit, not quite so dark. Yeah, there we go. Just trying to get it so that there's a definite ombre effect. There we go. There we go. Now I've definitely got an ombre effect with this. So as I said, if you wanted to use different colors, you could absolutely do that. I made one years ago using, it's probably Bashful Blue, and orange, and I can't remember what other color I used, but it was kind of fun to make. All right, so it dries pretty quickly. So if you want to, you can stamp on it, which I'm going to stamp a sentiment in this case. I don't know how well this is going to go together, but my theory is this almost looks, I re-inked all my inkers. I've said this before, my ink pads a while ago, and they're still quite juicy. So we'll see how well this Granny Apple Green palm tree goes. Maybe. Always interesting to try different color combinations. Poke all these little bits out. So we're going to put a palm tree on. It's kind of a dark sky. And I'm going to stamp a bit of grass. So there is this grass stamp that looks like that. So I'm going to stamp that here at the bottom so it looks like my palm tree isn't kind of growing out of air. And there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to take some liquid glue. Hey, Kathleen. Come on. Get the little bits out. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. You could use an adhesive sheet, and you'd have to put that on before you cut your die out. And then you've got the adhesive. You just peel the backing off, and the adhesive is on it. But I didn't do that. So we'll just adhere this on like that. And a bit of a dark card going on. Darker than I thought it would be using Pool Party. But stick these bits down. Oops, come on, stick down. There we go. All right. So let's bring this in. So I am going to trim this off. Just turn it over and trim off that excess like that. My palm tree doesn't want to stick. Go. This looks really cool if you stamp or use your masking tape to create your background, and then use basic or Tuxedo Black Memento to stamp an black kind of like a silhouette on it. So stamp an image using your Tuxedo Black. It looks very cool. hoping this will kind of brighten up when I get it onto here. There, that's okay. Yep, Kathleen, I definitely see you, and I can see your comments. I know you were having some issues with that at one point. All right, like that. Guess I should have stamped my sentiment first. Okay, well, we didn't think of that. Okay, so let's stamp the sentiment, and I was going to use this sentiment that says, wishing you a warm and beachy kind of day. Kind of fun. Ooh. Okay, and then let's stamp this down here. Hopefully that's fairly straight. Oh, that doesn't show up very well. Okay, I think what I have to do is, got a piece of basic white. I think I need to stamp this on basic white, and then we'll cut around it because it's just not showing up with on the pool party. So we will just fussy cut this. You could use a die, you could use a punch, but you know me, I like to fussy cut my sentiments. There you go. Just trim this a little bit. Yeah, okay, there we go. And I'll just use some dimensionals on this. Like that. We'll put that right over top like that. Okay. Now, the only thing I have left for the front is to put some rhinestones on it. I thought just plain rhinestones would look nice. So let's grab, hey Carol, welcome. All right, so I'm just going to use my take your pick tool maybe. When you push it off. Okay, so let's just put some rhinestones. Like that. And then the last thing is, oh, I've got a piece of, again, shimmery white, and I went ahead and cut out one of these dies. This is that, this die here. So it actually cuts a whole piece out. I wasn't sure if it was just going to cut kind of the holes, and then I was going to have to trim it, but it actually cuts this piece out nicely. And so I'm just going to poke those out. Again, this would work really well if you use the liquid or the adhesive sheets. Just would make it a whole lot easier than trying to get just a little bit of glue. Like I'm trying to just get a little bit of glue. But this is kind of a fun border for the inside of your card. So I'm just going to put it up one side, and then we will trim. Hold that down until it starts to stick like that. And then we're just going to trim off the little bits that hang over the edge like that. And now I've been making beachy cards lately. This palm tree is really appealing to me. I think it means I need to be traveling. Okay, so let's put this on this side. Like that. Isn't that fun? I really love that border. Definitely feels like a tropical border. All right. It's a little darker than I was hoping it was going to be, but it's kind of pretty. And if I had thought about it, I could have stamped the that moon or sun. It would make a really pretty, you could cut that out using a Post-it note, for example, and then sponge your background, and it would look really cool because you'd have this moon right in the middle.
So if you've never done that, just punch out a circle, or in this case, there is a die that comes with the set of dies. So you could punch that out of a Post-it note, stick it on, and then sponge it around using either sponge daubers or your blending brushes and create a great background. And when you peel that piece of Post-it note off, you've got this perfect circle that makes it look like either a sun or a moon in your scene. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. Now it is, I'm coming up. Normally I go live on Saturday at 11. It is a Stampin' Up! On Tour event this Saturday, so I will be in it until 12 o'clock or thereabouts. So I will be live at about 1 o'clock on Saturday instead of 11. So hopefully you will join me for a card or a project. I haven't decided what it'll be yet. And then on Sunday, I will be live at 12 noon with another project for you. All right, everybody, thanks so much.